thoughtful conversation. We shake hands and we part friends. Today we have a great pairing, and Naila Amaru joins us today. She's a Democratic strategist and civic leader, and Rich Valdes is here, as he's been many times before. He is the host of the This Is America podcast, which you must listen to, and also an advisor to Governor Chris Christie in the past. Thank you very much, both of you, for coming down. First of all, let's get into the big news for today, or at least what should be the big news to the Democrats is the big debate tonight. Cory Booker, now that he's out of the race, is weighing in. Why don't you guys take a look at what Cory Booker had to say and get your thoughts on it? Okay, we don't have the Cory Booker just yet, but I guess it's coming to us. So, Cory, I don't know if you guys saw it, but he weighed in and kind of, talked about how, they shouldn't be attacking each other and all this other stuff. It seems like, Warren's throwing barbs at Sanders now, and Biden, there's all kinds of stuff. What's happening with this party?
So there's a lot going on with the party. First and foremost, the Democratic Party is a really big tent. And what's interesting and frustrating as a Democrat has been that we began this primary election cycle as the most diverse field in American history. And tonight's debate is the first debate where it's essentially an all-white stage. And so I think that there are different levels in terms of frustration where Booker is coming from in terms of lack of diversity of a very important base within the Democratic Party, which are Black, Indigenous, and brown people. And also, I think in terms of tonight's debate, this is really heading into Iowa in a couple of weeks. A really big opportunity for the front runners to solidify their support in a polling snapshot that is still very much tight. No one really knows who's the clear front runner going to be. But
they cannibalizing themselves a little. We got that clip now. Take a look at what Cory Booker had to say.
That the president and Mitch McConnell are going to put tremendous pressure on these senators to have a cover-up, to not tell the truth, to hide what actually happened. Because if you are what Donald Trump says, he did everything right.
We're having a little bit of we're experiencing some technical difficulties here today.
Well, I mean, Schumer's he's just as ridiculous as the rest of the team, and we can get into that. But what I wanted to mention...
Cory was saying no one should be attacking each other's characters.
I think he's
in the
right.
end, they all have to work together.
I think he's right in that you need to have civility, right? And I know Booker. I worked with Booker when I was with Governor Christie. He's a heck of a decent guy, and it's a shame for the Democrats that he didn't make it. And to Naila's point, this is the problem that you face when you come into a field of candidates and you say, we've got the brownest, we've got the this, the blackest, or whatever. The reality is neither the cameraman nor you, or certainly not me, wake up today saying, today I'm going to get my bagel from the brown guy. I'm going to, there's my brown colleague at work. We don't live through the lens of racism. And when the Democrats do this to themselves, they shoot themselves in the foot, starting off with this beautifully colored rainbow in the beginning and ending up with people that have made it through the test of time. It's not that they're white, it's that they made it.
So you immigrants, veterans, people of color, those experiences do impact our politics, which impact how we understand and maneuver and choose to support our presidential candidates.
No, there's no question that they have an impact. I think the argument I'm making is that they shouldn't, because public policy is public policy irrespective of if John makes the policy or you make the policy. Bail reform remains to be bail reform, whether a black guy or a Spanish guy or a Jewish guy put it forward.
I want to talk to you. I'm sorry. All right. No, that was good, but I want to get to some more topics. Yes. You guys are great. We're going to try this again. Now, on impeachment, Charles Schumer had some comments that he made, and I don't love everything he says, but at least he says stuff. Let's take a look at Charles Schumer.
That the president and Mitch McConnell are going to put tremendous pressure on these senators to have a cover-up, to not tell the truth, to hide what actually happened. Because if you are what Donald Trump says, he did everything right, everything was perfect, why would you be afraid of witnesses and documents? This is very serious stuff. It weighs on different shoulders when it's so profound in different ways. And I am feeling a little better than I did a few days ago that we might actually get a fair trial.
So, is this the new thing, Rich? They're already calling it a cover-up, rigged. They're already going there.
Well, I think, again, when you start from a position of weakness, and in this position they did, while they have a majority, they fumbled this whole impeachment thing. Pelosi was right on track in the beginning, saying this is really serious, it's really solemn, we shouldn't do it. And for whatever reason, she succumbs. She succumbs and she goes forward with it. And then what? She's stuck holding the bag. She can't move it forward. Now we're thinking about tomorrow, maybe she's going to push these articles forward. So they have, what choice do they have? Put yourself in their shoes. They have to say, this is a cover-up, he's orange, he's bad. Forget the economy. Forget the money in your pocket. Forget your extra vacation. This man is bad for America. That's all they've got.
Don't people, I had on former world champion boxer Zab Judah, who's done really good for himself.
Does he like Trump?
Okay. Not a huge Trump fan. Okay, he was on yesterday. Does have a daughter who's in the military, so he's happy about, that he feels like Trump gave raises and got new equipment. He liked them there. But he did say, I got to tell you, for everyone, there's more money in our pockets. Does that resonate? I think that's what people talk about at their kitchen table.
Absolutely. I think that the theatrics of an impeachment, unfortunately, are a distraction, which may very well have electoral implications and consequences for the Democratic Party. And that is a key reason, in the beginning, why Pelosi had to walk that tightrope of balancing the politics of the optics political theater of we're impeaching a Republican president, while at the same time trying to maneuver and lead a brand new Congress where we are now, as Democrats, in leadership in the House, which may not last long if we lose members in 2 years because of the theatrics of impeachment.
Rich, I'm sorry, but I want to bring you in on this because I want to hit one more topic. But some people were saying yesterday that maybe those in the establishment are trying to keep Elizabeth Warren and Bernie in their seats in the Senate for a trial so that Joe Biden gets a little more support. What do you think about that?
I don't think there's any truth to that.
No.
I really don't. I mean, these guys, they don't have to, they can vote when they want to vote and they can leave. We all know every single one of them is flying on a private jet. They can get to anywhere they want in this country in an hour and a half. So I don't think that's the issue. I think they're just making up stories because they've got to cover. What's going to happen when they go and vote or they don't vote? The outcome's going to be the same. They're screwing themselves. They're literally shooting themselves in the foot.
So Rich knows a little bit about this, Naila, because Rich is considering running against AOC. Mm-hmm. But AOC came out and said, "Yeah, me and my squad, we don't want to put in our dues to the DNC. We're going to just make our own individual choices." Mm-hmm. So bucking the trends, that's not good, is it?
Well, I think it's important, number one, to understand why she's not giving her contributions to DCCC. It's because the DCCC has a policy recently instituted that it's not going to essentially do business with vendors or firms who work with incumbents, who work with challengers who are primary incumbents. And the argument that AOC and her supporters are making is that has a tremendous impact on diversity within Congress, because you're basically you're stopping the funding to a potential pipeline, which could help people who don't necessarily have access to big donors or to big money.
Rich, final word. Looks
well, listen,
like more
AOC
division.
has just ripped the page out of the playbook of the Tea Party, right? For everybody who remembers, that's exactly how it went. The Republicans challenged establishment Republicans because they said, you know what, we're after liberty. We want to go after what is right. So I think we shouldn't tie her hands. She should do whatever she wants to do. She can start a PAC. We can start a PAC too.
Naila Amaru, Rich Valdes, mix it up with the best of them, that's for sure. And we try to bring you the real people every single day. They're on the ground, they're talking to people, they're active, they're involved in politics. They know what's happening. At least we had a good conversation, folks. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching Liquid Lunch, but don't go anywhere. Heck of a show coming at you right after this. Open up a cold one. We'll be back in just a few minutes.